Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another first impressions video for you guys. You would have seen in my massive makeup haul that I just uploaded that I got a lot of new products from rwire.com here in Australia, and I've also shopped up a storm and bought heaps of new products that I'm dying to try out. So I'm going to put them all to the test. This is the look that I came up with. It's nothing exciting. You guys know with my first impressions videos, I don't really like to do anything different or exciting, more just a basic look that I would wear. That way I can really test out the products for what they are and what I think of them. So if you guys want to see what I think of all my new products, I definitely have some really good ones to share with you and also some doozies that turned out absolutely terrible. But if you guys want to see what I think of all the new products, then of course please keep watching. So the first thing that I'm going to do is prime my skin. I got sent this one from rwire.com and it's the Young Blood Mineral Primer. I think when I explained this one in my haul, it's meant to be like a silicone kind of primer, fills in fine lines. We'll give it a go. So I've just taken one and a half pumps on my hand, so I'll just put this all over my face. I'm going to be focusing this on the areas that I have more sort of pores and fine lines because I want to put that part of it to the test. It's a very weird consistency. It's actually really smooth, but it's not thick like most silicone primers are, so I'm not sure what it's going to be like for actually filling fine lines. Okay, so now that I've primed, it does feel very soft and silky. It does feel a little bit like greasy feeling. Now onto foundation, I'm going to be using my Becca Aqualuminous Perfecting Foundation, and I got the shade Medium. I also showed you guys this in my haul video, and I'm very curious to try this out. I've wanted to use this foundation for ages and I've been putting it off for this first impressions video for you guys. So with the weird little dropper thing, I'm gonna just drop this directly on my face. Ooh, I don't know, is that a lot? Alright, we're just gonna go in with the wand. Not the most hygienic method I've ever used. So overall, I quite like this foundation. I like the color. It is quite dark and I've just applied a Fresh Fake Tan yesterday. So it is definitely at the darker end. I'm also finding that it's clinging to little patches here for some reason, but that's alright. I'm just working on blending that out. And then as far as the finish goes, it's really pretty. It's like this luminous, dewy sort of finish, but it's also not like over the top grease ball finish either, which I don't like. Don't like the applicator, like the little dropper thing at all. I think that's kind of gimmicky. It'd be better just to have a pump. I'm gonna see how this foundation wears because I'm not completely sort of decided on it yet. I want to see if it oxidizes and also how it sits on my skin when I apply the rest of my makeup, but so far so good. Now to conceal, I have two exciting goodies to try. So I have my Tarte Rainforest to the Sea concealer that I showed in my haul, but then yesterday I also picked up the Decay Naked Skin. I'm very late when it comes to this one. I've put it off for so long because it's so expensive here in Australia, but I figured I'm gonna bite the bullet and I'm gonna get it for this video for you guys. So I'm gonna start off with the Decay one and just apply that to the under eye area for highlighting. I definitely like a full coverage concealer for under the eyes, and I also like one that's quite highlighting as well, which this one I think is the perfect shade. So popping some of that on my chin too, a little bit on my nose, Cupid's bow, and also on my forehead. We're going heavy today. So I'm just taking my damp Real Techniques beauty sponge and blending that out. Oh, it's really easy to blend. I didn't want to like this concealer because it is so expensive, but I am really liking it so far. So I think I'm going to skip the Tarte Rainforest to the Sea concealer and just use this Naked Skin concealer. I really want to test this out because you do see so much hype about this on YouTube and from other YouTubers. So I'm just applying a little bit more because I do want a little bit more coverage under the eyes. I am noticing that I'm getting a lot of creasing in my smile lines already from that foundation. So if you were going to use this foundation, I would definitely recommend setting it before moving on to any steps. So I don't have a new setting powder, so I'm just going to use this Face of Australia loose translucent powder and set my under eye area. Alright, so now for brightening, I'm just going to go in with my Australis banana powder. I use this all the time in every single tutorial and I don't have anything new. Now to set the rest of my face, I'm just using my MAC Studio Fix and I'm in the shade NC35. Now onto the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Sunlight. I showed you guys this in the haul as well and I have no idea how to use it. I have mixed it in with my foundation once before and I loved the look of that. But today I'm going to be applying this just on the high points of my cheek to test this out as like foundation for my highlight. Oh, I'm very scared about this. Very pigmented. I'm just going to use my fingers. And I might even use my damp beauty blender just to blend this in. Oh, I don't know, I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have done that. Ooh. Note to self, this does not go well on top of powder. Ooh. Okay. okay, well, I'm not going to be doing that to the other side because that was a big fail. It just clung to all of the like powder and I couldn't blend it out, so we're not going to do that again. Don't do that. If you're going to do it, put it on your foundation before you set it down with your powder. I should have thought about that, but I figured I would test it out and see how it goes on top. Don't do it. So now onto bronzer. I have this gorgeous Cosmetics Endless Summer Bronzer. This is just a matte bronzer and I really like the shade of this. It is a perfect neutral tone bronzer. It's not super warm and it's not super cool. I think this will be perfect for like hollowing out the cheekbones as well as bronzing. So it's not overly pigmented, but I quite like that because you don't want to go ham on the bronzer. It's a really nice color though. I'm actually really impressed by this bronzer. I love the color of it. It blends really, really well. Now I'm going to use my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer and I'm just going to dust this on top of the bronzer that we just put down. This has a bit of a sheen to it, so it'll be really nice for like a glowy sort of bronzy look. So it's definitely added like a nice sheen to the cheeks. It's pretty hard to like tell if it's really doing anything right now, but my cheeks are looking very nice and glowy. Now onto contour. I'm going to be using this Youngblood contour palette. I think I'm just going to have to go straight in with the darkest shade because these are going to be far too light, so I'm going to use this one here. As I said in my haul video, this is a very, very warm contour shade, so I'm not sure how good it's going to be for actually like creating shadows and carving out the cheekbones. Bit patchy. I'm also struggling to see if it's any different than my bronzing shade. It's starting to look like I'm just going over top on bronzer. This looks so patchy. I don't know if you can tell. It looks so patchy around this area here. I'm just gonna go back in with my powder brush and try and like blend this. So I'm going back in with that banana shade and I'm just gonna take this under the contour to clean it up because this is hella messy right now. Alright, so I think I've managed to sort of salvage this face look. Was not a fan of that contour palette. I did only try the one shade in it. Now onto blush. I have this gorgeous Cosmetics blush palette. It says it's the Custom Eye, but I'm gonna say that these are blush shades. So I'm gonna go in with this gorgeous shade here. This is right up my alley. Very coral pink and I love it. So just dusting this on my cheeks. Ooh. That was stunning. I love this. I'm not really going to try out any of the other shades in here just because I don't want to go too ham on the blush, but I really, really liked this. Very impressed by this blush. Now onto highlighter. I'm just going to be using Moonstone by Becca. This is not a new highlighter to me. I love it. I just thought it would go nice with this sort of shade that I was using. So just popping this on the tops of my cheekbones, also on top of my brow, a little bit on my forehead just for like an all over glow, on the tip of my nose, Cupid's bow, chin. So starting off with the eyes, I'm just going to be using this shade here, which is called Painkiller from the Too Faced Nikki Tutorials palette, and I'm just going to run this through my crease. These shadows are so smooth. I use them in my Halloween tutorial with my skull video, and they are so smooth and beautiful and pigmented. So easy to blend out. Now I'm going to pick up a tiny bit of this shade here called Makeup and Chill, and I'm just going to run this on the outer V and through the deep part of my crease. And then going back in with my original blending brush and just blending the two shades together. Now moving on, I'm going in with this gorgeous Cosmetics 8-pan eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to pick up this sort of peachy pink shade just here, and I'm going to place this on the majority of my lid. I'm going to grab some Fix Plus and I'm going to spritz my brush and then try and apply this eyeshadow. It's very, very pretty, but it's not giving off the like color payoff that I want. Now I'm going to use this light champagne shimmer shade here for the inner corner. So this color definitely wasn't as bright or as nice as I wanted it to be, so I'm just going to go in with the white shade just here and apply that right on the inner corner. So I'm personally not really liking that inner corner either of the shades. This eye here looks so cakey on the inner corner. I'll zoom you right in and see if you can see what I mean. So I'm hoping you can see right in the inner corner here, it looks really, really thick and disgusting. Anyway, moving on, I think I'm going to leave the eyes as they are. I'm going to go apply some false lashes and do my eyebrows because I don't have any new products for either of these sections, and I'll be back in a sec. So putting those lashes on was an absolute disaster. I basically glued this eye completely shut, and this one is too short. So, and I've also got loads of glue on the band, so just try and ignore that for me. Now to finish off the eyes, I'm just going to go back in with that first shade, Painkiller, and I'm just going to run this under my lower lash line. Then I'm going to go back in with Makeup and Chill, just on a smaller precise brush, and put this on the outer V of my under lash line. Now onto mascara, I'm going to be using my Clinique Chubby Lash Mascara, and I'm just going to coat my upper and lower lashes. So I have actually been testing out this mascara throughout the week. However, this is the first time that I've used it on my lower lashes. Do I think it's worth it, and do I think it's better than the sort of drugstore mascaras? Probably not. I tend to think the drugstore mascaras are really good. Now onto lips, I'm just going to go in with my Subculture lip pencil from MAC and line my lips. Then onto lipsticks. I got sent a whole bunch of liquid lipsticks and hair care products from the brand Bright. So this is a matte liquid lipstick. It says, and it's in the shade Hella. Okay, it's a little bit darker than I was planning on, but I'll give this one a go first. Really like the applicator of this. It's really easy to apply precisely. I do actually really like this lip shade, but it's not the sort of shade that I was going for with this look. It's definitely drying down matte. I really liked the applicator on it. It was very easy to use. So I've decided on this NYX liquid lipstick Lip Lingerie in the shade 07. And this is just like the perfect nude for me. This is the one that I sort of like. It's like a pinky nude. So that is the lips finished. I just added a little bit more lip liner to tidy them up a bit, and that pretty much completes this look. So now I'm going to go on to the products that I hate and the products that I rate. These aren't necessarily products that I actually hate, or maybe that I just didn't like so much in this video. I have 3 products that I really didn't like, that didn't impress me, and the first one was the Youngblood Mineral Primer. This just didn't work for me. It definitely didn't fill in any of my pores or my fine lines. Didn't really like the way that it felt on my skin, and I definitely probably wouldn't purchase this out of my own choice. The second product that I didn't really like was this Gorgeous Cosmetics Custom Eye Palette. The colors are really pretty, and I really liked the shade of this on my eyes, but it wasn't overly pigmented, and it just didn't really impress me that much. It is a really nice palette, and I love that the pan sizes are huge, but I wouldn't purchase this again. And the last product that I really didn't like was this Youngblood Contour Kit. This was a nightmare. Blending out this shade here on top of my bronzer was just terrible, so I definitely would not recommend this. In saying that, I haven't tried out any of the other shades in the palette, but from this one experience, I definitely did not like this contour shade and how it worked on my skin. Now I have a couple of products that sort of sat in the middle for me. They weren't that great, and they also weren't terrible. So the first product is this foundation, the Becca Aqua Luminous Foundation. I really liked the way that it looks, and I really liked the color. The only thing is I can't develop like a full opinion on it yet because I haven't worn it throughout the day. I don't know how it sits. All I know is that it is settling into my fine lines quite a lot to begin with. Now the next product that sort of sits in the middle for me is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. Very sad to say this because it is very expensive, but did I notice a huge difference using it? Was it that much better than any other bronzer that I have? Probably not. It does have a really pretty sheen to it, but I wouldn't rush out to get this considering it is so expensive. It just didn't stand out that much for me. Now the next one was quite a funny one because this is the Cover FX Enhancer Drops. This, as you saw on this cheek, was a nightmare. Definitely do not put it over powder products, but I have used this before and I love it when I mix it in with either my primer or my foundation, so I don't hate this product. It just didn't work today. And the last product that I'm just sort of sitting in the middle about is the Clinique Chubby Lash Mascara. I don't think it's any better than any sort of drugstore mascara. I don't think it's worth the price or the hype that it gets personally, but I also don't hate it. Now the products that I really like and rate are definitely the liquid lipsticks that I tried. I love the NYX Liquid Lingerie liquid lipsticks. I think that these are amazing, and I love this color. This is my perfect nude shade, and I actually really liked the Bright Matte liquid lipstick. This was incredible. This is in the shade Hella. The next product that I really liked was the Naked Skin Concealer. I hate that I like this because it is very expensive here in Australia, but it was really good. Very high coverage and highlighting, and so I'll probably continue using this. The next one that I absolutely loved was this Gorgeous Cosmetics Endless Summer Bronzer. This is the matte bronzer that I first used, and it was amazing. So easy to blend out. A really nice sort of neutral brown shade, and I loved this. And then onto palettes. I loved both of these palettes. This is the Too Faced Nikki Tutorials palette. I've already said I use this in my Halloween videos, and this is amazing. This is a really good palette and totally worth the hype and the money. And then this was the blush palette from Gorgeous Cosmetics, and I really liked this too. I have only tried out that one shade, but I will definitely be returning to this palette to try it out more because I really liked it. So that is the end of the video today for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching it and seeing this first impressions video. If you have any of these products, let me know down in the comments what you think think of them, and also let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see more of these sort of first impressions videos. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. That also shows me that you like these kind of videos and I'll know to make more of them. And if you're new to my channel or haven't already, make sure to hit subscribe down below. I appreciate it so much. And that's it for me, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!